Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram.
For notifications.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on
X.
Oh man, I really wish she did not do this year. If for some reason I thought we were done seeing the poppy on Meghan Markle. I hate it when she wears the poppy, because she's so disingenuous.
Yes.
Like, I remember the time they did the remembrance ceremony and she had just had Archie, and remember she was in that oversized coat and she kept walking like oddly close to Harry. She couldn't follow direction. What she had to do was put a cross down at the memorial site, and she couldn't even do that correctly. So last year we got them in San Diego. It was San Diego, right?
With the Navy SEALs. It's terrifying.
So now the only way that she can be seen or, look like she's doing something, because I'm sure those people don't want them back after the way she conducted herself. But now the only way they can be seen is if they do that grift that they brought over to Colombia. And I'm still not sure if they're using Colombia or if Colombia is using them, or a little bit of both. Probably.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
But Brittany from Royal News Network said what everybody else was thinking was, man, why does she wear that poppy? And that's the first thing that came to mind. I get so frustrated when I see her wearing the poppy. So
it's like, you can't trash people and then years later go, oh, now it's fine.
Well, she's like, do it for my husband, because my husband.
Don't do it for him. You should be doing it for the veterans. But instead, she's just I'm just doing it for my image. She might as well just come out and say that. I'm doing it for me.
She should do that. I'd respect her
more. I would respect her more if she stopped lying.
Yeah. So yesterday we got something that was put on the Archwell website, because we haven't seen anything on there for a while, because Meghan has basically been in hiding since the Hollywood Reporter. She showed up at the gala for the LA Children's Hospital in that awful red dress, and that was it. It was like crickets for a long time. Harry allegedly, in our minds, got hair plugs, and allegedly,
our opinion.
And that's why he was missing in action for a while.
I haven't seen the back of his head yet. I need confirmation.
So we get this video yesterday, and I'm just going to say it. Harry looks like he's in duress. Some people were saying he had a smug look on his face. I just see a vacant lot.
I see him, trying to be a human being, but not succeeding. She's an empty vessel.
She's also smug as poo.
Yes.
It's just the eyes. Like I said, you and I were around enough people in LA back in the day to know when somebody allegedly looks a little high. Allegedly.
Yes.
Yes. So just the eyes in general.
Under the influence of something.
Yes. Video, again, was put out on Archwell's website. Let's play it for you, and then we can react to it together.
You can fast forward this
if you want. I don't blame you.
Good morning, and thank you to both the Colombian and Swedish governments, the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the Special Representative of the Secretary General on Ending Violence Against Children for bringing us all together today. The first ever ministerial conference on ending violence against children comes at a crucial time, and, quite frankly, should not be required. But here we are. We are at a crossroads, where the urgency to reassess and redefine our approach to protecting children has become increasingly evident. While the necessity has always been apparent, it is now time to translate that awareness into meaningful action. So we thank you all for your attention to this critical issue.
My husband and I recognize today's reality is marked by greater connectivity and advanced technology, which of course has many positives, but which also compels us to better understand how digital violence against children is manifesting itself in this age. And at the Archwell Foundation, we engage with young people, families, and experts worldwide, learning how every aspect of a child's life, from their livelihood to their physical and mental well-being, now operate within an online economy that has the power to both shape and misshape our connections.
While the online world can help develop strategies to protect children from violence, it also introduces new risks. such as from individuals who exploit gaps in outdated legal systems, which often don't account for today's digital reality.
Do you guys already hear what they're saying? Because I can hear it loud and clear. They're basically saying that we have to change laws.
Yes.
We have to make legislation to save the children. Now, you're going to be shocked at this woman's story that was in Bogota that they sent as their representative. And her story of what happened to her daughter was awful, but it has nothing to do with what they're talking about right now.
The agenda they're pushing.
Yes. And it's all about online censorship, because if you start doing it with kids the way they want to do it, I'm not saying there shouldn't be guardrails. Holy cow, there
course.
should.
Yeah.
I would be terrified if I was a parent in the digital age, and it would, yeah. But what they're talking about is a slippery slope. And once it goes, you're done. And Meghan does not like to be criticized. And Harry doesn't like to be criticized.
Well, what Nancy's trying to say is they are exploiting mothers, fathers, and their children to get their message across. That's all they want. They don't care about the parents or the kids. They care about censoring what people like us say about them. That's all.
They're calling it violence. Like when AOC was upset with all of her supporters getting on her for not supporting Medicare for all, and she called words violence.
Well, it's also like when Billy Eichner went off on X one night, like went off on all of us, called us bigots for not going to see his movie.
Yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
What?
I remember that.
He said this world's just full of bigots.
Because
and I'm
nobody
like,
wanted to see his
because no one
movie.
wanted to see your movie. And you know what? I spent the $20. I went to the movie theater and that movie sucked.
Yeah, I remember you.
I want my $20 back.
You were so upset because you wanted to go support him. You liked him.
I liked him, but then when he went around saying, I don't like you anymore because you didn't go see my movie, that's crazy, and that's censorship, and that's telling people how to think.
He then got mad because the people that saw it didn't see it 2 or 3 times.
What is that?
We know that supporting parents is essential in reducing digital violence against children. That's why earlier this year, we launched the Parents Network, a support network for families dealing with online harm. Through trauma-informed practices, we help parents come together to forge strong bonds, offering healing support through community with the ultimate goal of prioritizing safety at the source.
Parents from the Parents Network are sharing their personal...
Wait, what was that? She goes, he stopped talking, and then she goes, What was that? Like, we get it. You're reading off a script. Aspen Institute gave you a script, and you're reading from it. But Meghan, this isn't an acting gig. You don't have to do your crappy Hallmark acting moment.
Parents from the Parents Network are sharing their personal stories about their families' experiences with you all this week. We hope their voices and message will reaffirm this room's commitment to taking a clear-eyed approach to the reality of violence targeting children in this digital age. The stories have helped us to understand that as we better equip parents and caregivers and work to establish norms around the use of and access to technology as they relate to preventing violence, we must also commit to establishing standards that prioritize children's safety.
Young people are calling for help. Families are desperately seeking support. They are urging us to leverage the resources in this room to confront the new reality our youth are facing. We look forward to the actions and outcomes of the discussions that will take place here in Columbia, and are grateful for the leadership, expertise, and testimonies that will come together in this room to address all forms of violence targeting the most vulnerable in our world.
Thank you again for your commitment to preventing violence against children, both offline and online. Together, we can harness this moment to drive lasting change. Thank you.
Do you think like she made him do that?
Of
Like
course.
how hard was that?
Of
Like,
course. No, it was definitely hard for him to do it. Because when you have a script in front of you and then there was direction,
No, but
put your arm around Meghan.
What was he doing? Comforting her because she's
no, it was written down for him. Why are you so opposed to knowing there was a script right in front of him?
It's just so creepy, Stephanie. I'm sorry, but the fact that
Nothing
they're
came
using
from the heart.
children and parents to do this,
Yes.
that's what's so freaking creepy.
That's
about
how
it.
these organizations like the Aspen Institute draw you in. They pull on your heartstrings. That's how a lot of these pay-to-play charities work too. They do. They bring in, like, it's like propaganda. You know how like some animal charities, they really tug at you with the animals and it's on the streets and all that stuff. Like,
but we should not be even dealing with a country like Colombia. There are literally UN sanctions when it comes to Colombia, and Harry and Meghan are going down there, giving them parents' information. What are you going to deal with next, Iran? Is that what they're going to do? But here is one of the parents telling her story. And again, this is tragic.
awful.
It's awful, but it's even worse that Harry and Meghan are using this woman and exploiting her tragedy.
You are the representative of the Archwell Foundation's network of parents, and you have been sharing the story of your son Alexander with the world and with other parents in hope that you can change things for other kids.
So that woman, they just said she is the representative. And Meghan and Harry just said online violence towards kids. They are insinuating that kids are offing themselves. They're harming themselves because of the digital world. Listen to this woman's story. They couldn't even find somebody that fit their narrative.
I have to say that it's not just shaped my views, it's shaped my whole life. It's been just over 4 years since Alex passed away, June of 2020, and from an illicit pill purchase off of Snapchat after a drug dealer was able to reach him. That happens in your life and you're very confused. We were very confused as parents. We thought we had the guardrails in place. We talked to Alexander about these things. And so the first thing I saw was knowledge.
That's awful. It's also completely illegal. And it has nothing to do with censorship. Okay? That poor kid had to have ordered that pill. It came in the mail, the US mail. That is who we need to talk to, is the Postal Service and how they're getting these pills. Harry and Meghan wanting to censor people like us and X and Elon Musk is not going to save children from this problem. And the fact that that's the best representative they can bring to Bogota to push their agenda, you mean to tell me not one other parent said, I'll do it, let me do it. You know why? Because I'm sure people are figuring out this is a huge grift after that whole Jane Pauley thing.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, we know what's going on. After the election and all the votes were counted, the Aspen Institute started panicking. Allegedly. Katie Couric started crying online. And they pushed these two idiots out there to talk on their behalf. And they want us censored. They have only 70 days left where they can give some sort of message and some sort of power. But after that, no, you can't take our voice away. And you're definitely not going to use it at the expense of these poor children.
And their parents.
Yeah. It's disgusting. It's sick. And you're being con artists. You're being grifters.
Yeah.
I saw that they stuck Harry and Meghan in a thread that started with this tweet. And there they are in the middle of a thread that's probably like 12 to 14 posts. Okay. Yeah. That's a really good PR move for Together for Girls, because whatever the Aspen Institute bounced their way, whether it was a paycheck or a promise or something, they had to get Harry and Meghan in there somehow. But on their X page, they hid them in the middle of that thread. Smart move, guys, because Girls Inc. didn't do it.
It's obvious what's going on here. We're probably going to see more of it. Like you said, in the next 70 days, we're going to see a bunch of it. Hopefully it's winding down to the end of this nonsense.
I think that a lot's going to change. Hopefully for the better. I'm being optimistic. You have to be optimistic in this time. You can't just go. You can't be like Harry and Meghan where this is all going to fall apart. No, you can't act like that because then it will fall apart. Just remember, guys, the dark days, everyone's talking about it. I don't think they're coming. I think we have to just uplift. We have to stick together as a community, and we have to expose the grifters.
Yeah, and that's it. Today's animal rescue is Rescue Coop. We love the gang over there. They rescue animals all over the country in high kill shelters, mostly in Texas. And the reason I love them is because it's completely foster based. They are all volunteers, and they are just saving lives every day. They just rescued a ton of dogs, and I'm really proud of them at all the work they're doing. So we are going to put their link in the description below. Please check them out, share them with friends and family. It does make a difference.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you soon. Love you. Bye.